Now it's time to talk about the phase transformation. First, let's understand latent heat of fusion. Latent heat of fusion is the amount of heat required per kg of substance to convert it from solid to liquid. The amount of heat required per kg of substance from solid to liquid. The symbol of latent heat of fusion is LF. This means that to convert 1 kg of solid into liquid at its melting point, you require LF amount of heat. So for 2 kg you will require 2 LF, for 3 kg you will require 3 LF, so for m kg you will require m LF. So the amount of heat required equals to m into LF. Similarly, so as to convert a liquid into vapor at its boiling point, we also have to provide heat. This type of heat is called latent heat of vaporization. Amount of heat required per kg of substance to convert the solid into vapor is called latent heat of vaporization. The first thing, why it's called latent heat? Latent means hidden. The latent heat is called latent heat because during the phase transformation the temperature do not rise. It's just that the substance convert from one phase to another. Now you have seen that diagram in childhood solids, each molecule tightly packed, liquid, a little bit of gap, gases, too much of gap. That is in our 6th or 7th class textbook. When a solid converts into liquid, intermolecular bonds break, and when it converts from liquid to gases, they further separate out. So as to separate out attracting molecules, we have to provide energy. To convert solid into liquid, you have to give energy. To convert liquid into gas, you have to give energy. To convert liquid into solid, you have to take out energy. For example, to convert ice into water, what do we do? To convert ice into water, keep it out in open. Since the temperature of ice is lower than its surrounding, it will take up heat from the surrounding and convert into liquid. To convert solid into liquid, you have to give heat. On the other hand, to convert liquid into solid, you have to extract out heat. That's why to make ice from water, we have to refrigerate it so that the surrounding temperature is cooler. It takes out heat from the water, converting it into ice. Two important data set. First, latent heat of fusion of H2O is 80 calorie per gram. This means that to convert 1 gram of ice at 0 degree centigrade into 1 gram of water at 0 degree centigrade without the rise of any temperature, I have to give 80 calorie of heat. To convert 1 gram of ice at 0 into 1 gram of water at 0, I have to give 80 calorie of heat. Similarly, to convert 1 gram of water at 0 into 1 gram of ice at 0, I have to take out 80 calorie of heat. Then we have got latent heat of vaporization of H2O, and understand this heat is humongous compared to latent heat of fusion. To convert 1 gram of water at 100 degrees centigrade into 1 gram of vapor at 100 degrees centigrade, you have to give in 540 calorie of heat. Or to condense 1 gram of steam at 100 degrees centigrade into 1 gram of water at 100 degrees centigrade, we have to extract out 540 calorie of heat. So now let's do one thought experiment. Let's say we have got a solid at 0 Kelvin, absolute 0. By the way, nothing can reach this particular temperature, but hypothetically, at 0 Kelvin, the material must be solid. All materials must be solid. So when you start providing heat at a constant rate at 0 Kelvin, what will happen? First, if we draw the temperature versus time graph, giving that we provide heat at constant rate. For the sake of simplicity, take this material to be water. Okay. So at 0 Kelvin, that is at minus 273 degrees centigrade, water will be ice. Technically water is H2O in liquid form. H2O will be ice. So at 0 Kelvin, you have got ice. You start giving heat at constant rate. The temperature starts to rise up to where? Up to 273 Kelvin or up to 0 degree centigrade. Once the temperature reaches 0 degree centigrade, on further supply of heat, the temperature do not increase. First, the ice starts converting into water. Until the time ice is converting into water, look at the graph, the temperature is not at all increasing. The time is increasing, the heat is being given in, but the temperature do not rise. The temperature do not rise till the time there is even the slightest of ice left. Once all the ice has converted into water, now you have got water at 0 degrees centigrade. You further provide heat, the temperature of water starts to rise and it keeps on rising till the time the water reaches its boiling point. Once the water reaches its boiling point, again on further providing of heat, the water temperature can't increase because it starts to evaporate. So on further providing of heat, the water starts converting into vapor and the temperature remains constant. This keeps on happening till the time all the water has not evaporated. Once all the water has evaporated, then on further providing heat, the temperature of vapors keeps on increasing. So this is the graph. So at 0 Kelvin, you have got solid. You keep on providing heat. First, the temperature of solid increases up to its melting point. Then the solid starts to melt. During the melting process, temperature do not increase. But to melt a solid, you have to provide heat. Then once you have liquefied the entire solid, then on further providing heat, the liquid temperature starts to increase. Then the liquid start to convert into vapors. Till the time liquids are converting into vapor, the temperature do not increase, and once all the liquid has converted into vapor, then on further providing of heat, the temperature of vapor starts to increase. Two more things. We know that specific heat of water is 1 calorie per gram degree centigrade. A specific heat of ice comes out to be nearly half of it. Nearly, I am not saying exactly, nearly. You can take it as 0.5 calorie per gram degree centigrade. And the specific heat of steam also comes out to be half of that of water, that is 0.5 calorie per gram degree centigrade. So let's start solving questions, because we can learn phase transformation mixture only through questions. So let's start doing that. So let's practice two questions really quick. First one, how much heat has to be given to convert 20 gram of ice at minus 20 degrees centigrade to water at plus 20 degree centigrade? So first of all, specific heat of ice is given as 0.5 calorie per gram degree centigrade. Specific heat of water is 1 calorie per gram degree centigrade, and latent heat of fusion, that to convert 1 gram of ice into 1 gram of water at 0, you have to give in 80 calorie of heat. So how much heat is required? Dekh beta. If we have got ice at minus 20, when we start providing heat, what will happen? First, the temperature of ice will keep on increasing till its melting point. So first we have to provide heat to convert ice at minus 20 to ice at 0. So solution. So think that initially you have got ice at minus 20 degrees centigrade. To convert it from ice at minus 20 to ice at 0, you have to give how much heat? Ms delta T. Mass of substance 20. Specific heat of ice 0.5. Temperature rise here 20. So first 20 into 0.5 into 20, 20 into 0.5 becomes 10, 10 into 20 becomes 200. So first 200 calorie of heat will be utilized to increase the temperature of ice from minus 20 to 0. Our mission is to take it to water at 20. Then we have got ice at 20. If we start providing heat to ice at 20, what will happen? The temperature won't rise. First it will start to melt. To melt 1 gram of ice, we require 80 calorie. In hand we have got 20 gram. So as to melt this 20 gram of ice at 0 and convert it into 20 gram of water at 0, 20 gram of water at 0 degree centigrade, how much heat has to be given? To convert 1 gram of ice at 0 into 1 gram of water at 0, you require 80 calorie. So as to convert 20 gram of ice at 0 into 20 gram of water at 0, you require 20 into 80. For 1 gram 80, so for 20 gram 20 into 80, that is 1600 calorie. So the first 200 calorie will be utilized in increasing the temperature from minus 20 to 0. The next 1600 calorie will be utilized in increasing the temperature from 0 to, will be utilized in melting all the ice. Now the third part, if we have got water at 0 and now we start providing heat, what happens? Once you have got water at 0 and you start providing heat, the temperature of water starts to increase. We wish to increase the temperature of water up to 20 degrees centigrade. To increase the temperature of this water up to 20 degrees centigrade, we have to provide how much further heat? So we want 20 gram of water at 20 degrees centigrade. How much heat has to be given? Ms delta T, mass is 20. Specific heat of water and ice are not same. Specific heat of water is double that of ice. Ice is 0.5, water is 1. which is the basic definition of calorie, m s delta T. Here the temperature rise is 20. So the next 400 calorie will be used in increasing the temperature from 0 to 20. So first 200 used to convert ice at minus 20 to ice at 0. Next 1600 used to melt the ice. The next 400 utilized to increase the temperature of water from 0 to 20. So the overall heat utilizes 200 plus 1600 plus 400, and so our answer is simply 2200 calorie. Let's do one more question. Next question is, how much heat has to be extracted to convert 10 gram of steam at 110 degrees centigrade to water at 80? 10 gram of steam at 110 to water at 80. If you have got, let's write down solution. If you have got 10 gram steam at 110 and you want to cool it down to water at 90, you will start extracting out heat. If you have got steam at 110 and you start taking out heat, what happens? First, the temperature of steam decreases. The temperature of steam will continuously decrease from 110 up to 100. So, if we wish to decrease the temperature from 110 to 100 and we want 10 gram steam at 100 degrees centigrade, how much heat has to be taken out? Ms delta T. So, the heat that has to be extracted, taken out, will be equal to mass into specific heat of steam. Specific heat of steam is also nearly 0.5 m s, and the temperature decreases by 10. So in this process you will take out 50 calorie of heat. Do 0.5 into 10 into 10, 50 calorie. Now you have got steam at 100. You want to cool it down further. If you have got steam at 100 and you start taking out heat, what happens? As soon as you start taking out heat, the steam starts to condense. So, if you have got steam at 100 and you start taking out heat, the steam starts to condense. How much heat has to be extracted out to convert 10 gram steam at 100 into 10 gram water at 100? So, if you want 10 gram water at 100 degrees centigrade, how much heat has to be extracted? For each 1 gram of steam to be condensed, we have to take out 540 calorie. So, as to condense 10 gram of steam, we will have to take 540 into 10. That is 5400 calorie of heat outside. But this is not done. We further need to cool down this water at 100 into water at 80. So the next step, how much heat has to be further extracted out to convert this 10 gram of water at 100 into 10 gram of water at 80 degrees centigrade. So we now wish to reduce the temperature of water by 20. How much heat has to be taken out? Mass of water into specific heat of water into the temperature drop, that is 20. So you further have to take out 200 calorie. So first 50 calorie has to be extracted just to reduce the temperature of steam to the condensation point. The next 5400 calorie has to be extracted to condense the steam. The next 200 calorie has to be extracted to cool down water from 100 to 80. So how much overall heat has to be taken out? This plus this plus this. So that becomes 5400 plus 200, 5600, 5600 plus 50. So the answer comes out to be 5650 calorie of total heat has to be extracted. So now let us do this problem. If we give 2000 calorie of heat to 20 gram of ice at minus 20 degrees centigrade, what we will finally have? Okay. So question is that we have got 20 gram of ice. Okay, at minus 20 degrees centigrade, and we start providing it with 2000 calorie of heat. What we will have finally? So in these type of question, it's better to start thinking in terms of thermodynamic equilibrium. Let's understand what is the meaning of thermodynamic equivalent. Think that you have got 20 gram of ice at minus 20 degrees centigrade, and as per the question statement you have given it 2000 calorie of heat. So plus 2000 calorie of heat, this is what you have, 20 gram of ice at minus 20 plus 2000 calorie of heat. First thing first, if you start giving this heat to the 20 gram of ice, what will happen first? First, the temperature of ice will increase from minus 20 to 0. So as to increase the temperature of 20 gram of ice from minus 20 to 0, how much heat will be required? So you will say M S delta T. So this comes out to be 20 into 10, that is 200 calorie. This means that the first 200 calorie out of the 2000 calorie will be utilized in increasing the temperature of ice from -20 to 0. So, I can write this same thing as this thing. I can say that having 20 gram of ice at -20 degrees centigrade, to which you are going to give 2000 calorie of heat, is as good as having 20 gram of ice at 0 degree centigrade, to which you are going to give 1800 calorie. Why they are same? Because the first 200 calorie will be utilized in increasing the temperature of ice from -20 to 0. Now let's say you have got ice at 0. If you start providing heat, what happens? If we have got ice at 0 and we start providing heat, the ice starts to melt. To melt 1 gram of ice, the amount of heat required is 80 calorie. So as to melt 20 gram, how much heat will be required? 1600. Are we going to provide more than 1600 or less than 1600? We are providing more than it. This means that cent% of ice will melt, and the next 1600 calories will be utilized to melt the ice. So we can say that this particular thing is equal to this particular thing thermodynamically, and this particular thing, having 20 gram of ice at 0 degree centigrade, to which you are going to provide 1800 calorie of heat, is as good as having 20 gram of water at 0 degree centigrade, to which you are going to provide 200 calorie of heat. Sir, I do not understand. What? Sir, how did you write this? One second. Imagine that you have got 20 gram of ice at 0. If you have got ice at 0 and you start providing heat, what happens? The ice starts to melt. To melt 1 gram, you require 80 calorie. To melt 20 gram, you will require 1600 calorie. 18 to 20, 1600. You are providing more than that, less than that. You are providing more than that. You are providing 1800 calorie. So once you have got 20 gram of ice at 0 and you start providing 1800 calorie, the first 1600 will be used to melt it, and after melting it, you will have 20 gram of water at 0 and still 200 gram of heat, 200 calorie of heat to give. Now once you have got 20 gram of water at 0 and you start providing heat, what happens? The temperature of water starts to rise. Up to when? Up to 100 degrees centigrade. To increase the temperature of 20 gram of water from 0 to 100, how much heat is required? M, specific heat of water 1 into delta T. You require 2000 calorie. Are we providing more than that or less than that? We are providing less than that. We are providing only 200 calorie. Since we are providing less than the amount of heat required to take the water from 0 to 100, it can't reach up to 100. So what will happen? The water will start heating up, and at some point of time, the entire heat will be consumed. So if we have got 20 gram of water and we start providing it 200 calorie of heat, what will be the final temperature? So let's say finally we have got 20 gram of water at T degree centigrade plus 0 calorie of heat. This means that the entire 200 calorie of heat has been used here. So you can write 200 equals to MS delta T. So the final temperature comes out to be 10 degree centigrade. So if you have got 20 gram of ice at -20 and you provide it with 2000 calorie of heat, finally you are going to have 20 gram of water at 10 degree centigrade. So the next question is, if we extract 2000 calorie of heat from 20 gram of water at 50 degree centigrade, what we will finally have? So you have got 20 gram of water at 50 degree centigrade and you wish to extract out 2000 calorie. So you can write, right now our system is 20 gram water at 50 degree centigrade, from which we wish to extract out 2000 calorie. This is our whole system. This much of water minus this much of heat. Now, when you have got water at 50 and you start taking out heat, what happens? If I have got water at 50 and I start taking out heat, the water will start to cool down. Up to what temperature? Up to 0 degree centigrade, the water will continuously cool down. How much heat has to be extracted to reduce the temperature of 20 gram of water from 50 to 0? So how much heat has to be extracted? MS delta T, mass is 20, specific heat 1, delta T 50. So the heat that has to be extracted is 1000 calorie. So I am extracting more than 1000, less than 1000. We are extracting more than 1000. This means that when we are extracting out heat from this water, 20 gram of water at 50, the first 1000 calorie extracted will cool it down from 50 degree centigrade to 0 degree centigrade. So having this system of 20 gram of water at 50 degree centigrade minus 2000 calorie is thermodynamic equivalent to having 20 gram water at 0 degree centigrade, from which you are going to take out 1000 calorie. Now you have got 20 gram of water at 0 and you wish to take out 1000 calorie out of it. If you have got water at 0 and you start taking out heat, what happens? Yeah, the water starts converting into ice. To convert 1 gram of water at 0 into 1 gram of ice at 0, you have to take out 80 calorie. So as to convert 20 gram of water at 0 into 20 gram of ice at 0, you will have to take 80 into 20, that is 1600 calorie of heat. You are taking out more than that, less than that? Less than that. If we are taking out only 1000 calorie, we have got 20 gram of water at 0 right now, from which we are going to take out 1000 calorie. 1600 calorie has to be taken out to completely convert this water into ice, but we are taking out less than that. This means that the entire water won't convert into ice. Only some part of water will convert into ice. If only some part of water converts into ice, then how much ice will be formed? So let's say m gram of water converts to ice, giving out 1000 calorie. So you can write mass into latent heat of fusion equals to 1000. So you get the mass equals to 12.5. 1000 by 80 I think is 100 by 8, that is 12.5. This means that 12.5 gram of water will convert into ice. So the remaining 7.5 gram out of 20 gram, 12.5 gram convert from water into ice, and the remaining 7.5 gram will be water. So finally we will have 12.5 gram ice plus 7.5 gram water. Beta, if you are finding ice water mixture, the final temperature has to be 0 degree centigrade. If you have got the last two examples, this example will be pretty easy, but if you haven't got it, I suggest you stop, go back, try to understand what I was doing in the last two examples before you start doing this one. Now this is the final type of question that we have to solve in calorimetry. If 20 gram of ice at 0 degree centigrade is mixed with 20 gram of water at 40 degree centigrade, what we will finally have? So in this question, they are mixing 20 gram of ice at 0 degree centigrade with 20 gram of water at 40 degree centigrade. So as to solve these type of phase change question, what I suggest is that bring everything to same phase and same temperature. What? Bring everything to same phase and same temperature. I did not get it. Let me explain. If you have got 20 gram of ice at 0, I can think of having 20 gram of ice at 0 to be as good as having 20 gram of water at 0 degree centigrade. Now tell me, which one has got more energy, 20 gram of ice at 0 or 20 gram of water at 0? Yes, 20 gram of water at 0, because to convert 20 gram of ice at 0 into 20 gram of water at 0, I have to give in heat. How much heat has to be given to 20 gram of water, 20 gram of ice at 0 to convert it into 20 gram of water at 0? To convert 1 gram of ice into 1 gram of water, you have to give 80 calories. So as to convert 20 gram of ice into 20 gram of water, you have to give 1600 calorie. So I can say having 20 gram of ice at 0 degree centigrade is as good as having 20 gram of water at 0 degree centigrade, from which I am going to take out 1600 calorie. If I have got 20 gram of water at 0 degree centigrade and I am going to take out 1600 calorie from it, I will finally have 20 gram of ice at 0. Similarly, having 20 gram of water at 40 degree centigrade is as good as having 20 gram of water at 0 degree centigrade. How much heat has to be given to 20 gram of water at 0? So as to get 20 gram of water at 40, m as delta T. Mass is 20, specific heat is 1, delta T is 40. So how much heat has to be given to 20 gram of water at 0 to convert it into 20 gram of water at 40? M as delta T, 20 into 40, that becomes 800. See carefully what I have done. I have converted both ice as well as water into same state, water, and at same temperature 0, 0. Why are you doing it? First of all, you must not focus on why I'm doing it. Your prime focus right now should be on, is he has he written this statement right? Can I write 20 gram of ice at 0 as having 20 gram of water at 0, from which I can take out 1600 calorie? Or can I write 20 gram of water at 40 to be same as having 20 gram of water at 0, to which I'm going to give 800 calorie? Is this part right? Because it's very obvious, you will understand why I have done it. Bringing average thing to same temperature and same phase, I can now simply add them up. Now when you add them up, having these two systems combinedly is as good as having 40 gram of water at 0 degree centigrade, from which you are going to take out 800 calorie. Now, if you have got 40 gram of water at 0 degree centigrade and you start taking out heat, what will happen? If I have got water at 0 and I start taking out heat, water will start converting into ice? Yes. But how much amount of heat has to be taken out to convert the entire 40 gram of water into entire 40 gram of ice? So as to convert 1 gram of water into ice at 0, I have to take out 80. So as to convert 40 gram of water into ice, I have to take out 80 into 40, 3200 calorie. Am I taking out more than that? Less than that? Less than that. It means that the amount of heat I am extracting out is not at all sufficient to convert the entire water into ice. So what will happen? Only some part of water will convert into ice. How much part? Taking out 800 calorie, you can convert how much water into ice? So let's say M mass gets converted into ice. M into latent heat of fusion has to be equal to 800. So mass of water that converts into ice is 10 gram. So 10 gram converts into ice, rest 30 gram is water. So this system having 40 gram of water at 80 degrees centigrade, from which you are going to take out 800 calorie, is thermodynamically equal to having 10 gram ice plus 30 gram water. And whenever you find ice water equilibrium, the temperature has to be 0. So at 0 degree centigrade. One more problem. If we mix 24 gram of ice at 0 degree centigrade with 10 gram of steam at 100 degree centigrade, what we will finally have after mixing? So again, the same type of question, the same guidelines, always bring everything to same state and same temperature. Now in last question, I brought everything to water at 0. In this question also, you can bring both things to water at 0 or water at 100. Let's bring them to water at 100. So having 24 gram of ice at 0 degree centigrade is as good as having 24 gram water at 0 degree centigrade, from which you are going to take out 24 into 80 calorie of heat. Having 24 gram of water at 0 degree centigrade is as good as having 24 gram of water at 100 degree centigrade, from which you are going to extract out 24 into 1 into 100. Okay, this much part only is this. Okay, plus already you have got minus 24 into 80. Okay, so having 24 gram of ice at 0 is as good as having 24 gram of water at 100 degree centigrade minus 24 into 100, 24 into 80. Take 24 common, you get 24 into 180 calorie of heat. Similarly, having 10 gram steam at 100 degree centigrade. To convert 1 gram of water at 100 into 1 gram of steam at 100, you have to give 540 calorie. Having 10 gram of steam at 100 degree centigrade is thermodynamically equal to having 10 gram of water at 100 degree centigrade. But definitely, how much heat has to be given to 10 gram of water at 100? So as to get this, so as to convert 1 gram of water into steam, you have to give 540. So as to convert 10 gram of water into steam, you have to give 540 into 10 calorie of heat. Now since you have brought both the substances into same state, water and same temperature, 100, now you can add the two equations. When you add them up, you get these two combined having is as good as having for 34 gram of water at 100 degrees centigrade plus how much heat? 540 into 10, 180 into 24. So plus 540 into 10 minus 180 into 24. Do you guys know that 540 is 3 times of 180? You can think of 540 as 3 times of 180. So this becomes having 34 gram of water at 100 degrees centigrade plus 540 into 10 can be written as 180 into 30 minus 180 into 24, that becomes 180 into 6. Okay. If you have got 34 gram of water at 100 degrees centigrade plus 180 into 6 calorie of heat, and you give this much heat to it, what will happen? If you already have got water at 100 and you start providing heat, the water will start to evaporate. When you give 180 into 6 calorie of heat, how much water will evaporate? Let's say m gram gets evaporate. So m into 540 has to be equal to the heat given 180 into 6. So the mass that evaporate is 180 into 6 by 540. You cancel it out, you get 2 gram. This means that out of this 34 gram of water at 100, 2 gram will evaporate, convert into steam, and the remaining 32 gram will remain at water. So when you add up 24 gram of ice at 0 with 10 gram of steam at 100, what you finally get is 32 gram of water plus 2 gram of steam at 100 degrees centigrade. Thank you.